To the people of this planet, I bring you this message. Many people before have tried to give you this message, but you have previously been too engrossed in things that do not matter to notice what they had to say. I, like you, once chose to ignore what went on around me, what was being told to me. I ignored anything other than what mattered to me, no one else but me. I too used to draw pleasure from the daily routine and take comfort from the familiar. I used to watch on TV as police battered thugs on the streets at the latest pointless protest of the politicians' latest social experiment, not caring for the arguments of either side. But then it dawned on me, their future is my future. What they do affects me and vice versa. We are linked in ways our mind cannot yet conceive. I also realized the power of words, and that we need to talk instead of fight. You see, beating people who disagree with you will quell opposition for a while. However, words will always retain their power, bringing meaning to life. Words are bullet and baton proof. Words can proclaim the truth. And the truth is that there is something very, very wrong with this planet, isn't there? Injustice, cruelty, illness, disease, depression, intolerance, torture, killer drones, murder, terror. They are today the norm. And whereas once we had the freedom to object, to think and speak as we saw fit, today we have hate speech, political correctness, censors, and a system of surveillance that allows the government to crawl uninvited and undetected into our very lives, into our very homes, to chill us into line and into submission. So how did this happen? Who is to blame? Obviously, there are some more responsible than others, and they will be held to account. But let truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, then you need only look in the mirror. Not being involved and going along unquestionably has done this. I know why you did it. It all comes down to fear. Fear of losing the familiar. Fear of losing the routine. Fear that your way of life is threatened by war, disease, terror. Anything the government tells you to fear, you fear. So you gave them your most prized possession. You gave them your mind. You may at this point object and say that you have given nothing away. Really? Well, I suggest you take an honest look around you, my friend. Look at the reality we have created. I think you will agree that it is completely mindless. So my friend, either consciously or unconsciously, you have indeed given away your mind. And for what? So you could feel safe? So you could go on living in the familiar? Go on living in the routine? Not having to worry about tomorrow, safe in the knowledge that you were creating a future for your children, and you are, but not the one you think. By giving your mind away, you are creating a nightmare dystopic future, the likes of which Orwell could never have imagined. And it's time to stop this now. We don't want to live in fear. We don't want to live with depression. We don't want to live with illness, disease, with poverty, the threat of war and terror, with worry and stress. We don't want to be governed by a dictatorial elite hell-bent on destroying humanity so they can sit on top of the tree, suppressing the rest of us forever. It's time for humanity to put aside its petty differences. We need to help one another, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, black, white. The colour of your skin and who you pray to really doesn't matter. Because unless we unite against the elite who are the planetary disease that will affect every single one of us, then we are simply doomed, literally. From the radiation spewing from Fukushima, to the toxic waste dumping into the environment, to 90% of the nuclear reactors leaking worldwide, to GMO foods that are genetically altering human DNA causing cancers and sterility, to the endless threat of war, to funding so-called uprisings around the world to replace a political leader who has the audacity to say no to the elite, to the elite growing and shipping in the drugs so that your child can get hooked on them and sent to work in a prison camp to build products for the same elite, to so-called geoengineering, to chemtrailing, to the hoax that is man-made global warming. The world truly is mindless in every sense of the word. The scourge on this planet is the elite. They are the people we need to target. These are the people we need to tell that enough is enough. We need to tell them that we refuse to live under their dictatorial terms for a moment longer. We need to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We need to befriend even the darkest stranger in our darkest hour. We don't need cleverness to get us through. We need kindness. We need empathy. We need to start caring for more than just me. Life can give so much to so many. This planet can provide for everyone. We can all lead a rich and beautiful life, and it's solely because of this elite that we can't. We need a universal brotherhood of freedom to rebel against the tyrannical global elite that are deciding our future, a future that they openly say doesn't need us. We need to speak out for the hundreds of millions around the world who have been left forgotten by the elite system, the system that now has your mind. Take it back. Take back the one thing that can end this nightmare. After all, it belongs to you, not some elite bureaucrat. If you understood the power you hold, the potential you have, the elite's grasp on humanity would fall overnight. Stop being used by the system. Stop playing into their hands. When you're at home next, don't mindlessly watch crap TV. Don't feed the system anymore. Read a book, see a friend, stimulate yourself, create something. Because once you step out of the system that you believe is securing your future, you will realize that instead of securing your future, it's this very system that is destroying your future. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not a parasite. It is them that are the parasites. You are a human being whose life has meaning. You can laugh, inspire, create. You have so much potential, but the system daily tells you otherwise. So see the system for what it is. Awaken from the system. Step out of the familiar. Step out of the routine. Because once you've stepped out of the system, that is when it begins.